Let's take a look at problem number 2. Making conclusions from a diagram. Looking at this diagram to the right, we can see by looking at the diagram that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. What does congruent mean? That they're equals. If we look at angle 1 and 2, angle 1 and angle 2, you see that there's a mark here and a mark there to show you that those two angles are equal. We can also see that angle 3 and angle 5 are vertical angles. Again, what are vertical angles? Those are angles that are opposite. Angle 3 and angle 5 are vertical angles. You can also see that angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent angles. Angle 1 and angle 2, they share that side. Angle 2 and angle 3 are also adjacent angles. Angle 3, which is right here, and angle 2, which is right here. They share that angle. So we can say angle 2, which is right there, and angle 3 are adjacent. As you can see, there's a black and a red line sharing a common side. And we can look at all these other angles with this picture over here. Angle 3 and 4, angle 3, and angle 4 share a common side to make it adjacent. If we take a look at this bullet point, angle 3 and angle 4 and angle 5 are adjacent supplementary angles. Again, supplementary are angles that add up to 180. So if I take a look at angle 3 and 4, angle 3 and angle 4, you can see that it goes from this line all the way to that line, and that shows us that that's 180 degrees. So angle 3 and angle 4 equal 180. We can also see that angle 4 and angle 5, angle 4 is right here, angle 5 is right there. And we see angle 4 goes from here all the way to angle 5 over there, which shows us that that's a 180 degree angle. And angle 4 and angle 5 equal 180. So they are adjacent supplementary angles. Let's take a look at got it number 2. Can you make conclusions from the information in the diagram over here? So go ahead and answer A through D. Key term I want you to make sure you understand and write down, a linear pair. A linear pair is a pair of adjacent angles whose non-common sides are opposite rays. The angles of a linear pair form a straight angle. So if I take a look at postulate 1-9, linear pair postulate, it states if two angles form a linear pair, then they are supplementary. So angle DAB and angle CBD form 180 degrees. Let's take a look at problem 3. Finding missing angle measures. Looking at this diagram to the right, angle KPL and JPL, these two angles located right here in your diagram are linear pairs. Angle KPL is 2x plus 24. And angle JPL is 4x plus 36. Because we know that linear pairs add up to 180 from this angle all the way to that angle, we can set those two equations equal, which means these two angles, measure angle KPL and measure angle JPL, is 180. So we can substitute this angle equation plus this angle equation to give me 180. And all you do is combine your like terms. 2x plus 4x gives you 6x. 24 plus 36 gives you 60. So then you take 6x plus 60 equals 180. You need to get the 6x by itself, so you have to minus 60 from both sides. Those cancel. You're left with 6x equals 120. If you have a number next to a letter, you need to divide both sides by that number. Divide both sides by 6, and you get x equals 20. If x equals 20, I need to substitute that into that equation and that equation to find out what each angle equals. So in this equation, you have to substitute 2, and where there's an x, you're going to put 20 plus 24. 2 times 20 is 40, plus 24 will give you 64. If you know that this angle right here is 64, I could just plug in the 20 for the x, or knowing that those two angles equal 180, this angle plus that angle equals 180, I could take 180 minus 64 to find out what they equal. And when I do that, you'll find out that it equals 116. I can double check and add 64 to that number and get 180. Knowing that linear pairs equal 180.